Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here. We're here, right? We're gonna do some game jamming today. Yes, one game in 1 hour. And today is a special one. At the end of every month, that is to say, the last Friday of every month, we do a bit of a different kind of a one. And in this case, it's going to be the iterate jam. Yeah, it's an iterate. So what does that even mean? That means that instead of making a fresh game in 1 hour, if you have joined us in this 1 hour jam before, which I have personally, then you should be trying to make more onto one of your past entries in the hour. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. We're still gonna pick a topic. So guys, if you have topic suggestions in the chat, let me know, because that's where that iteration is gonna come from. Is you're gonna base it on that topic. So yeah. So in about 5 minutes, we're gonna get the jam started. We're gonna pick out a topic and good stuff like that. Welcome, Timothy Tomato. We got a bunch of people here. So what's going on in my background, right? What's going on back here? Why does this look different? The reason why it looks different is because these are my past entries to these jams, and I'm gonna have to go and pick one of them to choose to iterate on. I don't know which one it's gonna be, but it's gonna be one of them. So let's see what topics you guys have been suggesting in the chat, so we can pick it out. We got less than 5 minutes to get a topic. Less to catch up. Yeah, maybe there was one about ketchup. I don't remember. I don't even know anymore. All right, who do we got? We got Gamer Therapy here, Time Zone, Raphael, Dark Rosen, Dungeon Martian, Joshua, Reed Show, ST Cash, Mind Sweat, Edward, Kai Guy, S back. Look at all the friends in the house. All right, so let's get that wheel filled up. We have a wheel here that I'm about to spin once we fill up your guys' topic suggestions. So if you haven't made an entry to our jam before, by the way, that's totally awesome. Just make a fresh one based on the topic. So there are some rules that go with this jam, and I'd love to tell you about them. Namely, your entry needs to be something that can be played in the browser, right? So it has to be able to be embedded in HTML. Check out the links in the description box if you want to, play some of the games that get made, enter your own game, and get more information on the rules, all right? So they have to be able to be played in the browser. They need to be family friendly and safe for work. They also have to be relevant to the topic. So again, you don't have to like make the perfect game for the topic. You just have to like be inspired by the topic is kind of the main idea. If you put music in there, you have to have made the music during this jam, or it's something you've made in the past and you promise that you're not going to copyright it. It's just YouTube stuff. It's just YouTube stuff. All right. And then, yes, you can use assets that you've made before besides music, unless it's not copyrighted. You can use assets you've bought, whatever, templates, all that stuff is A-okay. All right. And then if you are iterating, please try to make it, it's just for the purpose of it all being good as possible. Try to make it a choice of something that you haven't worked on outside of these jams. Okay, what do we got? Cellular automa. That is, yes, right. Yeah, that's a bit intense of a topic. So I'm going to just say cellular. Is that okay? I mean, it's a little different, but it kind of gets, where are we at on time? 2 minutes! Oh my gosh, all right, we gotta hurry up. Cellular, divided. Oh, it's such a good topic. I swear, guys, I'm gonna go back through all the past suggested topics and we're gonna like draw from them because there are so many good ones that don't get chosen, and I hate that. Okay. Do. Maze, I like that. We may have done that one before. It's probably been a while, so it's okay. Speed run. I don't know if we've done that one before, but we've definitely, like, I think I can just search on here. I mean, I guess not. It's been suggested. I don't know that we've actually done that one. So, okay, if it's not on this page, then it's probably a good one. All right, let's go. Speed run it is. What else? Level up. I like it. Very nice. High score. Kind of similar to like speed run. It's like giving similar. There's some similarities here, but that's okay. Snow day. Wild. Big animal and small animal. Oh, big. It's so long. Big versus small. How about big versus small? Welcome, We New World. Okay, that's it. We're gonna spin this wheel. We don't got a lot of time. What's it gonna be? What are we jamming about today? Oh, it's kind of in the middle. What am I gonna do with that? I mean, look, if I were to guess, to me that's more on the side of snow day. But does chat think we should re-roll it? We've got 44 seconds. First respin. All right, Edward was the first one to say something. Therefore, we're respinning. Respun. We're respinning. You're respinning. Maze! It's Maze! We got multiple rerolls. Maze is the topic, y'all. Maze is it. All right, so we're going to make sure we update this everywhere, guys. Now, that means, again, if you're iterating, right? So remember, this is Iterate Jam Day. That means you're strongly encouraged, if you've joined this jam before, to do something maze-like, some kind of reference to maze in your iteration. And again, please try to choose something that you haven't worked on. Because some people have, like, completely remade their games, like, outside of the jam, and that doesn't really count. So, like, try to make something that's part of this. Yeah, I like this topic. I like this topic. Okay, so we gotta come over here. And like I said, if you haven't joined us before, just make a game based on maze, and then you can always join us in the next iterate. Okay, very good. Let me do something else. I'm going to type it up here. All right, so guys, the time has begun. The time has begun. Now, if you're not familiar with pre-submissions, I highly recommend them. So I'm going to submit my project right now. A little early, but I'm submitting it now. The reason why I'm doing that is because if this time runs out... Oh, by the way, thumb up the stream. I forgot to tell you. Thumb up the stream. Don't forget to like, because I know you guys are about to go scuttle away and work on your games. Hit that thumbs up button. That way more people see this stream, get exposed to the game jam, and maybe they come back and hang out and become part of the family. So hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. So pre-submission is nice because when time runs out, you can still submit your game. And so I don't even have something made yet. So I'm going to thank you guys. So I'm going to hit upload right now. I'm going to call this Maze Iteration on a Game. And the thing is too, is like, yeah, well, if it's an iterate, you can also resubmit your past itch page as well. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to use the same page. I think I'm going to make a new one. So I'm just titling it, right? Maze Iteration on a Game in 1 hour, right? That's the name. That's the name of that. And then I hit save and view. I've pre-submitted. Now I've got my foot in the door. No matter what happens, I've pre-mazed, right? So that means if I click on draft, keep this page open, make sure you can get back here. If I click on draft, I can add it in here and then make it public and do all the things that will allow it to be seen by everybody. Okay, so that's that. Yes, you're allowed to use pre-made assets. Absolutely. Always, Edward. Let's see. Someone else had a good question. Who was it? Gary says, I'll be participating but not iterating. That's fair. Yeah, you don't have to iterate. You can make a new maze game as well. Totally fine. It's like it is an option. You haven't ever had one of your topics chosen by the wheel? Dang, I hate that. So do I use my old game but add something related to it? Yeah. So it's like you're expanding on something on a past game. So maybe you're adding a feature you wanted to add, but you can try. I encourage you to try to like put the maze thing in there somehow, but it's not necessarily super easy to do. So just do your best to iterate on a past entry. Maybe I'll just hang out. You were thinking about joining, but you got hit by a huge fatigue wave. It can be late for some people, so I understand that. All right, so I gotta pick what game I'm going to be doing. Thank you for coming through, Kai Guy. I appreciate it. Keep working on your maze game without feeling like you're skipping this jam. Nice. That's perfect. Yeah, well, yeah, if you want to just use this as an opportunity to work on stuff, that's possible. Yeah, sure. All right. And then make sure you guys let us know what you did to your entry, like what you iterated on it about. Okay, so I got to go to my past entries. Time is ticking. How much time is left right now? By the way, I'm afraid to find out if it wouldn't mind telling me somewhere. 56 minutes. Okay, so I gotta pick one of my past entries. So I actually made a list the other day of all of my. I'm gonna set my timer to 53 minutes. As you may know, it helps me feel the fear a little too soon, which I find to be very valuable. All right, so I've got that up there. Now that's not the right page. I do have a list of all of my past, not all of my past ones, but all the ones that I think are iterate onable. And here. and then I'm gonna use that as a little basis here. Okay, so which one do I want to choose? I don't know. Hungry all of a sudden, hungry to eat some mazes. Okay, so what game have I made that could use a maze? So there is this like Frogger game I made one time. That's kind of a maze. But then we're just like, but really, do I want to like add a maze on top of something I already made? I mean, yeah, kind of. I kind of do. There was this game where you'd like collect a bunch of trees to survive, and it kind of made for a maze, actually. I liked this one. So this one was for the Doomed to Fail jam, and basically this timer would start counting down. Actually, the score would start counting down, and for every tree you collected, you'd get more like score, and once score got to 0, you lost. It's basically like health. So I mean, I could put this in a maze, and like you have to like navigate the maze in order to get to things. I don't know if that makes the most sense as an iteration onto this. It doesn't have to be a new game. Can just add a maze to a game you already made. So here's the thing. This is about iterating on a past 1 hour entry that you've made. So if you've joined our jam before and you have a past 1 hour entry, then what you'll do is you'll iterate on it inspired by the topic of maze. Or you could just make a new entry on the topic maze. Either is fine. But that's the idea. And ideally, it's a game that you haven't worked on outside of the 1 hour game jam as well. I think you get more out of it that way. At least I do. Okay, this was very similar. This hacker must keep hacking, where time is like going down, and when you collect more things, you survive longer. Maybe I'd rather do this one, because that kind of adds like some desperation to it. If you have like a maze, I mean, it kind of ends up being it's a maze anyway, because there's like, you know, the pattern that things are laid out in here. You can't even really see the clocks. Maybe I'll add a maze into this. I think that'll be kind of fun. So yeah, this is a pretty simple, straightforward game. And then when you get to the end, I like this one. I'm gonna do this one. Okay, so here's the other thing. Like, I don't know where this game project file is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this this neat little thing called GDS decomp. And what it is a program that lets you decompile PCK files, Godot PCK files, which is pretty awesome. And so I'm going to find that one. That one, oh, it was over here. Okay, this is the one, right? Hacker must keep hacking. Okay, got it. And which jam was this from, pray tell? I don't even remember anymore. So this is how I'm going to work on this. YouTube not auto-loading the stream? How dare it? Oh, this was for the changing time jam that we had forever ago. Wow. How long ago was this one? I'm getting distracted. February 2nd. Wow. Wild. All right, let's do it. So then I'm going to download the old file. Dude, this is fun. I love like looking through the old, because I've made so many past games for these jams. It's nice to look back a little and appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is easily accessible. I'm glad you made it here now, Josh. Let's get, so this is the program. It's actually made in Godot, and what it lets me do is it lets me recover a project. So I just got this folder. Was it? It's one of these. I don't remember which one it is. Export 6. I guess it would be the most recent one. Okay, and then we get this PCK file right here. Then I just got to pick a destination folder. Where this was for changing time. Select this folder, extract, bam, it is done. Now I think I'm actually gonna try, I'm a little afraid of this. What if I tried doing it in 4.3 instead of 4.2? Welcome back, Stoner, good to see you. Maze is the topic. Maze is the topic. I'm gonna try doing this, because I think this is before I made like a template, and it might be nice to just use 4.3. Okay, and then I put it in a folder called Hyper 1 Hour Games, Changing Time Project. Yes, convert it. Bring it to me. Bring it to the future, to the present, I mean. From the past to the present. That's what I desire. Okay, so it is loading. It's loading, which is just very exciting and horrifying. So I'm gonna iterate on this past game that I had. All right, let's see how well with the topic of maze. Let's see how well it. Oh, it's perfect. It exported perfectly. Yes. Awesome. Oh, wow. It uses arrow keys instead of WASD. This was a long time ago, before I even put in WASD. All right, cool. And then let me also make sure that it's going to work well in the web version. I just, it just makes me nervous. So I'm going to create a web export. And then we're just going to run it in browser up here, which will just let me test that out. I just want to make sure everything is good before I start sinking tons of time into it. And it's like, oh, it doesn't work. Because it's just, I don't know. I don't do this very often. This is awesome. Perfect. All right, great. So we've got this great thing set up. It's hard to see these clocks, so I think that was supposed to be like a mechanic, was that it was hard to see. Oh, and it looks like it's not very well optimized for like full screen either, which is important, maybe. But yeah, so you collect these clocks that are like almost impossible to see, and then your time goes up. So okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Number one, the visual is terrible. I need to plan out a little better. I need to be more aware of what I'm doing, but let's do a few visual things first. So what is this? Oh man. So to me, this is like part of this wacky challenge is like having to mind myself. Like this was February. How many months ago? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. This was 8 months ago. More than 8 months ago I worked on this. Like, I mean, dude, I don't remember things. Okay, so I mean this ground, it's rough. You know what I think would be better? You can keep your funky ground, maybe make it a little more subdued, but make sure the pickups are a bit easier to like see. You know, I think that would be nice. Okay, so I've got this clock scene, nice. Maybe we can make these pop a little better. I'm guessing that I didn't. Oh, wow. Okay, nice. Yeah, give me like a brighter material. Maybe we could even unshade it. No, I guess it should be unshaded. Like it could put some like emission on there, but if we're spawning it, I mean, you can do that. You just have to make sure it's pre. Yeah, but is it? I should switch this. I'm gonna put this in compatibility. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in compatibility because I don't want to add things that might not work in compatibility. It's just like a little something I've done lately, and it just helps things work better. But we want to add a maze. That's truly my number one thing. But I think there's a couple other nice quality of life changes that would be good to make before we continue with this. But what I really want to do is like build out the level. It was just like one little track. And so now we have like the game. I have all that already there. What's up, Timeless? I would rather, take the time to make sure that it's the, that I'm actually using that mechanic in a way that makes it more of a game. Okay, cool. Great. It's tough. It's gonna be tough because like you have to go the right way. Wow. I mean, visually it's pretty upsetting. It's not the prettiest game. Also, my God, we need to get WASD. Okay, let me actually do that next. I think the clocks look a lot better. We're good. Let's go to the input map. And we're using built-in actions. Oh God. All right, let's make new ones. Forward, left, right, back. Okay, and then for forward, we want W and arrow key up, not enter. Arrow key up. For left, we want left and A. We got to do them each one by one. For right, I want D. I like WASD. It's nice to have. We're going to do arrow back, and we're going to do S. Okay, good. And then, of course, I'm going to have to go to the code for the player, wherever that is, here. And we have to update all of that. Left, we just call that left. Right, we call that right. Up is forward, actually. and then this is going to be back. All right. Good. WASD implemented. Oh, we're getting somewhere. We still have jump for no particular reason. Okay, cool. And as for the game over screen, like being, see how it's not like centered on there? There's a lot of different ways I could handle that. A kind of a way that I prefer. Where's our UI setup at? The game. Oh, there's the game over. The way that I kind of prefer to do it is like maybe get something like a margin container in there. Make the control node full size, which is obviously going to cause a little problem, but we'll deal with that. Put all of these things, make sure that margin container, yeah, that's good. Put all these things in the margin container, and then make those margins be a little bigger. Heck, we could even just do that. And then start moving these around. I'm a little surprised that there's like a big label in there. I think that that's, oh, you know what? I'm not, oh, that's the restart button taking up all the space. Yeah, it's a little unpleasant to think about. I mean, okay, here, let's do a VBox. Let's do a VBox. I'm going to put game over, score, restart, an actual score in there. Well, the actual score we'd actually want to be an H box. I'm putting a lot of time into this. I am. And then put that in there as well, so that goes right next to each other. I've learned a lot since I made this the first time. And then for the VBox, we want that to be like stuff to be centered, ideally. Nice. Let's put some space between that, and then drop this into our margin container. Now make the margin container be not like that, please. Make this the size of the screen, and then the margin container. I really don't need the margin container, but that's okay. All right, so now if I hit play and we go full screen and we lose, well, yeah, you can already see it's much more in the center now. It's not looking a mess, which is just what I want. And then just to be extra sure that this is good, I want to say aspect keep mode canvas items. I think that will be good too. All right. Whew. We got there. It's a game over. Just immediate. Oh, you started. Oh, I'm sorry. It's game over. Oh, you started the game. I'm sorry. It's over now. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, good. So we don't want game over to be visible all the time, ideally. Now let's make a maze. Let's maze it up. So, I mean, one thing about this that I mean would be cool is if it was like a little more procedural, right? Like if these clocks appeared in like different places every time. I kind of like that. I think, dude, I think I can do that. I think I can make that happen. So if we do if I put a script on this clock that gives it like a chance that it might load, that would be awesome. I found some cool code that I don't know how to use off the top of my head, but I use it in my other game that I work on during the week, and it's kind of like a coin flip, more or less, I guess. I think, and it's on things just like this. It's on NPCs. It's actually on the abductee script. Where does that? I don't even know where the abductee is. That in scripts? Where is that? There it is. And it's somewhere in here. Here, this. What is this? What even is this? I'm asking Copilot because I don't actually understand what this does. What? This, by the way, is for me what I've found to be the most effective use of AI, text AI, Gen AI for game dev. For me personally, is just asking, hey, what does this code do? I find that that's the most useful thing. So what does this GD script code do? Is it like a coin flip, basically? Okay, and then we're going to paste it in, and then it should just give me it. Pretty much generates a value of either -1 or 1, depending on the outcome. %2. Right, but so is it 50-50? Like, help me understand that. Yes, it is 50-50. Oh, okay. So it's a fair coin flip. I think that's fine. I'm okay with 50-50. All right, great. Just wanted to understand that a little better. So then what we're going to say is that, let's say in the ready function, we create this Boolean, and this is because it's going to get, well, actually isn't getting instantiated, technically, but that's okay. Every time you start the game, it'll be different, and that's fine. So if Boolean, then do something else. You know, if you can get collision on the maze working, that sounds important. I mean, look, here's the thing. If you can't get it working, I will play it with love. I will do my best to play it as if they had collisions. We are going to play all the games, by the way, that people make. You may already know that, but I figured that was a good chance to tell you. So if Boolean, if that does come out to be true, then we want to say that the clock, not only visible, but we want to make sure that its collisions are active and otherwise are not. So I'm going to onReady its collision, and we're going to say that's true, but also collision disabled false. Yes, it's so confusing. So we're gonna make sure that collision doesn't work. So this should just already work out of the box. That is to say, some of them are going to appear and some of them aren't. So let's just keep refreshing it and just observe that happening. Okay, so I'm not necessarily sure if that's happening or not. I don't, did I do something wrong? Okay, so that's definitely not working. Variable Boolean, it doesn't seem to ever be becoming true. Could you go ahead and like print what the results of that are, if you wouldn't mind? That would help me a lot. Oh, duh. So it's not. It's that's not what it is. It's if Boolean is less than 0 or greater than 0 is our coin flip. That's the true coin flip. I see now. I get it. Right? So there should be one that didn't appear. It's kind of hard to tell. I really want to see this working right. I'm trying to like observe if the like clocks are missing, but they're never missing. Is it always giving me? It's always. Oh, Lee's, you have to make them invisible to start with. I knew that. If they're not invisible to start with, then it's not going to look different. There we go. So that time only one spawned. That's horrible. So that's terrible. That's not acceptable, right? Like we can't. That means it's going to be impossible sometimes for certain players. That's not good. That is very bad. Oh, what we got here? Attempt to call function set text in base null instance on a null instance. Oh, is it because I reorganized it? Yep. 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 I didn't set this up the way I usually used to when I don't, well, the way I usually do lately. Okay, so we actually have to oh dear God. Oh, wow. Okay, we're in danger. So I need to make these all accessible as unique names. Number 1. Labels. I think it's just labels, it looks like, that we have all over the place, pretty much. So that's good. Probably a button, too, I probably should do this for. And then if I drag this here, we're just going to onReady all of these. I don't know if the button is really in here, truth be told. Oh, yeah, it is. It sure is in here. Is it? That's just a signal, so that's not necessarily in there. Okay, so we want to now, this is for actual time, label actual, oh man. Oh, that one's fine, right, so that one's technically not bad, even though if I change it, it is gonna be bad. Oh God. Iterating is tough because it's like, I mean, it's a 1-hour game jam, right? So the most important thing really is to get it ready for the game jam, not to like, have it be the best it can ever be for the future. but here I am doing that anyway. Okay, so we want to say this is label actual time. This one is also label actual time. Yeah, I'm gonna update it all. Hey, look, she's Dr. Olive's octopus. Welcome, Rorik. Man, I really wanted to have that be my Halloween costume, but you know what I realized? Number one, I didn't like. I felt like it wasn't scary enough, but there is the version of that, like her being like the transformed version. But you know what I realized? It's gonna be green. She's green. And so if I do green, then I'm gonna be invisible because I use a green screen. Anyway, welcome, 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 welcome. It's me. My friends call me Liv, but so we want this to be actual time. I can't believe I'm spending actual time on this. I am. I really am. Actual score. Okay. Now, I doubt that's all of the places that we need to change that. But let's see if I at least did that in enough places here to make the game not break. Maybe. Okay, so we got to start it. So the timer starts counting down. 0. Oh, God. Nothing is showing. What? What? What makes them all be visible? Oh, God. Oh, dear. All right, let me search through the project for everywhere label is. Can't get collisions working? Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds frustrating. That sucks. That sucks. Label. Wait, wait, this is all in the same script. If we've changed them all on this script, why would it be a problem? Did I change the game over node? I did. I see what happened. I see what happened. I see what happened. This isn't actually a label. This was never supposed to be a label. That was a mistake on my part. We actually want this to be just the game over in general. That's what it's supposed to be. So it should be like that. And then everywhere we typed this should be that way. Did I get them all? Are we back? Is it working again? I know, I'm spending time on this. Oh yeah, so this is a control now. So save that. Go ahead and play it. See what we got. Give me that game over, baby. Show it to me. Beautiful. Perfect. All right, so but back to this 50-50 problem. This is not good. This is not good. The game's gonna be too hard. I need to kind of guarantee. I guess we can have some that have the coin flip and some that don't. That's the solution. I think that's what we gotta do. You have to be there. When is it? You could use a blue screen with a blanket or some cloth from home. That's true. My setup is a little more intense than that. I have my walls painted green, like very bright green. It's a highly specific setup. But you're right. Maybe next year I'll come up with a plan. Maybe next year. But yeah, it's Thursday. It's next Thursday. It's on Halloween. Is the Halloween stream. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. I already got my costume. Yeah, I'm excited. All right. So, okay, so here's what's going to happen. I am going to put on these spawns, on these clock spawns, we're going to do an export variable. And this is going to be a Boolean for is, or are we going to name it first? Well, we'll just say might, I'm just going to call it might not spawn. All right. And then we're going to make sure it's a Boolean and it's going to be set to false. That is to say it will spawn. Or let's put it this way, always spawns. So then we want to say true in that case by default. And then what we'll do here is I won't even bother with any of that. We'll just say if does not always spawn Let's call it always spawn. If does not always spawn, then that. So all of these that are in here are currently set to always spawn. But if I uncheck this, some of them will not appear. So some of them aren't there. But if I check it, then they're all going to appear. The reason I'm doing this is just to add a little more excitement to me, in my opinion, to the maze. Okay, none of them appeared. Oh, so that's the other thing, is we have to say that they are not invisible and they're collision. So we actually have to do this. So we want to say else that. Okay, so that way they all actually do appear. That's the idea. Okay, but don't skip this, please. That happens no matter what. Yeah. We want that animation because it's awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Great. Beautiful. All right, now I feel ready to start making my maze. I don't think I actually have made any walls yet, so I think we're gonna need to do that. What happens if you go off the edge? Do you fall and die, or is it nothing? Is it, like, fine? Like, what happens? You fall and you die. It's just game. Wow, we sent out that too. That's pretty impressive. Okay, cool. Understood. Understood. Oh, that's so nice of you, Dormouse, to help out. That's awesome. Yeah. Edward uses Scratch, I think. I think Edward uses Scratch, but Dormouse, I gotta give you so much props for being so helpful. That's so nice of you. I know, believe it or not everybody here uses Godot. Sometimes I don't believe it either. But it would be cool. Edward, you could try Godot. You might like it. No, you have tried it. All right, so here's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say that I kind of want to make it bigger. That's what we're gonna do. I want it to be bigger. I need more space for this. So, where? Oh, it's a mesh in here. I see, I found it. Let's make this much wider so we have more to work with. Obviously, our finish line is not that wide, but that's okay. With a maze, we could have it deposit out in like a singular place, so it'll be fine. Of course, the collision shape needs to match. That's at, well, let's make it an even 50 there. And then for the collision shape, it is, oh, geez, don't do that. Give me a new collision shape on that ground. We can do better than that. So I'm going to add a new collision shape. We do things a little differently than I used to. We can make it a plane even, right? Will they let me do that? No? Okay, box it is. So then the box, we can say, is 50. I think it was like 93 or something. And then I just got to get it into the right place. Over here. It's a little too perfect. Maybe we could just make it a bit larger just so I don't have to line it up. All right, good. Make sure that's not too far above the ground or whatever. Seems okay. Let's play it. See how it feels. We're definitely hovering above the ground a bit there. So let's pull it down just a smidge. Oh, I see. So maybe like right there. New ground. It's just going to be better if I do this ground. It's still a little bit floating. Still a bit floating. It bothers me, okay? I'm really putting off this maze getting added in. All right, this looks good enough. It looks good enough. Okay. Cool. So now we've got a little more space to work with. Let's make some walls. Very similarly, I suppose. But I'm going to make a... I guess the way I tend to do it is like I make like a wall piece. And then I use that... I just like paste that around. So let's make a node 3D. I'm going to add a mesh instance inside of there. We're going to call this a wall. And... sometimes I think I want to do it differently, but I don't know. What's the origin doing all the way over here? That's so weird. I did such a weird way of this being made back then. box mesh. But, you know, it's the thing. Like, it works as it is, so I'm not going to try to, you know, reinvent too much here. Okay, so let's... Obviously, I've already done a little bit of that, so we only want to do so much. I kind of would like them to be as short as possible. And in fact, before I continue, I would like to get rid of jumping to hopefully eliminate that as something that could be used for, say, cheesing or something. That would be nice. So let's just comment out jumping. And then back over here. Not to say there will not be any way to cheese, but hopefully it could reduce that possibility. Okay, let me try to confirm. Can't believe the origin is all the way over there. Let me try to gauge the sizing of this wall and if it kind of like makes sense here. Yeah, I kind of want it to be shorter myself. I think it could be nice if you like can kind of see over it a little bit. We could also adjust the camera, but to me, the shorter the wall, the better. As long as it still functions as a wall. That's the most important part. Yeah, I'm thinking so, Sean. I'm thinking so. Okay, so there's no jumping, thankfully. It's risky. The shorter we make it, the riskier it is. Although I can always make the collision taller than the wall, you know? Yeah, but you're right, Sean. I might have to. It'd probably just look better in general if I change the camera angle. Might just be nice. Okay, cool. Fine, works good. Now let's add a collision shape in there. And it's gonna be a box as well. Hey, what's up, Lucas? Let's stretch this out. That's a sphere. I'm gonna need a box. That would be ideal. Make sure that it's actually visible. Well, we can actually use the... Well, I'm gonna make it bigger on purpose, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Okay. Cool. Nice. There's the collision. Oh, I actually need to put, I gotta make it be a collision for a reason. You have to be able to bump into it. So let's add a static body in there. And then drop these in that static body. So now, when we run into it, we should stop. I'm stopping. It's stopping me. That's what we want. That's a maze wall. Now, part of me kind of wants it to have the same texture as the ground. I know it's ugly, and, like, I would love to, like, iterate on the design as well, but I don't feel like I have time. So we're straight up just going to copy the same material and put it on there. That's how it's gonna go. Okay, paste it. So now it's the same. Nope. It doesn't really look the same because it's stretching against it differently. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not a car game. It's a block. It's a block. I guess it kind of... No, it's not. There's not a lot of logic to it. It's just a block moving around. That's all it is. Super simple. And I'm actually iterating on an old game that I made, so I'm trying to not get hung up too much on redefining it. Just doing my best. Now, one thing that does kind of suck about all these being invisible is it makes it hard for me to see where they're placed. So one quick change I'm going to make is instead of having them invisible on the top level, I'm going to say in the ready function that they actually become invisible. So that way they're starting out from point of invisibility. If they're going to become visible, they do. But at the very least, I can see where they're placed here as I'm designing this. All right, so I don't know if that's really the... So now we're like got to spend the next 18 minutes, not 18, less than that, but the next several minutes planning it out. The shape of the maze and everything. Level designing. It's nice having a game that's already made. It's very nice. Let's see. So, where is the wall? I can't tell where the wall is. I lost my... Where it is. Okay, so I'm going to actually save this as a scene. I got real confused there. We're just going to call it wall. And let's rotate that. I kind of would rather you be right off the bat. No, keep it there. Keep it there. But let's confront the player with like a decision right away. Like you got to pick one way or the other. Duplicate that, put that here. So I'm going to try to make like a couple different paths that the player could potentially go down. Let's grab both of these walls, push them out a bit. Now, I don't necessarily want the player... I don't know. It's like, do I want the player to like... Oh, that's a lot of choices. Do I want the player to like be able to see the maze at a glance? Or do I want them to be kind of blinded a bit? I think the blinding kind of sucks. Like, it feels a little unfair. You know, because it really forces you to like do memorization as like the main, you know, mechanic, which and the memorization isn't even going to work well. So I don't know. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to change this camera a bit. We're going to experiment. Let's turn it down, move it forward. You know, it could be, if you wanted to do some, like, blocking of view, what you could do is just say that you can't see all the way to the end right away. That gives some kind of something. Okay, let's try that. It's not full 90 degrees, but I'm okay with that. What is that like? Does that feel like something? Totally. It's upsetting that we're not in the center of the camera. It's very upsetting. I don't know how to explain it, but it sucks. So we're gonna do that. More or less. It's just not right. It just don't feel right. Okay, that does feel a lot better. I like that. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but the speed is too slow. I don't know. It just... It's something about that really bugs me. I'm not enjoying myself as much as I could. Feels a little fast, but then again, the time is counting down really quickly. So I think that's okay. All right. I'm a little worried that it's too fast, but we can always change that if we need to. All right, so I'm going to build this out a little bit more. By the way, I need to contain these walls before they get out of hand. I just find that to be nice. Okay. I mean, they're already way out of hand, but that's okay. We don't got time to bring them into handedness. So, you know, some of these, I want, like, dead ends. I mean, it's also, like, why would you even go back this way? The finish line isn't over there. You know, like, there's literally no point. The point is to get to the end as quick as possible. So I don't think we need to, like, lead the player back there. I think we want, you know, and I don't even know, I mean, maybe some dead ends, but I think to some extent, they're not necessary. There's going to be some overlapping to the walls, which might result in some visual disappointments, but I don't care. I care a little bit, but I'm going to try not to care. I'm going to do my best not to care. So if I was gonna make this be different, yeah, you could do like that, like as like a dead end loop, or maybe, I don't know. I don't make a lot of mazes, and I don't like read up on maze theory, if that's a thing. So I'm not exactly sure like what makes a good maze and what are like good decisions to set up. I would think like the more complicated it is, that makes it a little more interesting because your brain has to like work a little bit harder to like find the path. I think like there should be a direct, maybe what I should do is come up with a direct path, like the good path, the path that gets you to the end, you know? Like build that out so that way I know what that's going to be already. I also feel like I should standardize more like the distance between walls, but oh well. Okay, so be careful. You're getting dangerously close to the edge. I'm gonna make this be the like best path. Now, obviously, all of y'all who are watching this get the best, like, you already know what the solution is gonna be, but maybe not. That's okay. That's most of y'all who are gonna actually play it are probably working on your own game jam entry, so you aren't paying attention. Okay. These walls do not have to be lined up perfectly, Lise, just so you know. I keep zooming out on accident. It is not my favorite. Time is a ticking. It sucks because I mean I almost wish I left more time for this, but not really. Because trying to like do more problem solving stuff at the last second, like making sure the labels are working correctly and all that, like that is I don't enjoy saving that to the end. It's really stressful and often doesn't go well. Now, Lise, you might want to make this more interesting than just like a single path, right? I feel like you want there to be, because if you just make it you have to at least leave some openings for it to connect elsewhere or something. I don't know. Again, I don't design a lot of mazes. But it's kind of, there's something, I think, like from a level design perspective, there's actually something really interesting about maze design that I haven't particularly given maybe enough attention to or time to. It's such a simple level design with its premise is just right there. It's very clear. Ooh, do I want to put a dead end right there? Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do want to put a dead end. It feels a little monstrous, but, well, it's just the way it has to be. You should be able to see it coming. So that makes me feel okay about it. I'm in danger. I feel a little in danger because, I mean, this is actually quite a big area to be designing this in. It like didn't seem like so big at first, but now I'm realizing it's actually kind of gigantic. How are you gonna break that into walls? How does that make sense? I would almost even say, like, what if you do like that, right? And then this like takes you longer to get there. And you still gotta connect it. Oh man, dude, building a maze. This is my game right now. Is making this maze. I had no idea. What are you even making over here, Lise? Is this just a whole dead end system? Are we saying there's one way to the end? Yeah, I think that's what a maze usually is. I'm not saying it has to be that, but it's like a thing, right? There's always one way in and one way out. Okay, make sure you get that one way out down. And I still got to place all the clocks and decide what kind of clocks they're going to be. Are they going to be one that sometimes spawns or one that always spawns? We got some figuring to do here. Some figuring out to do. Okay, so there's the one true finish. I like how it just deposits you into the void. That's your reward. Congratulations. Move this a little bit. Whoa. Oh, I see. Okay, put that there. Put that there. It's kind of hard to see these walls because they're like the same color as the ground. Are you sure about that, Lise? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is what I want. And then just like block that off as a dead end. It's a little confusing. Build stuff like this by extruding faces. Pro Builder in Unity. Maybe. Someone might have made something like that. It's possible. Let's bring this down. There might even, I mean, honestly, there might even be a built-in way to do that. There is the CSG, the CSG meshes, which if there's I don't know if there's like a polygon-based one, but it does like generate collisions. Yeah, there probably is something like that, Sean. All right, so I've got, oh God, dude, I made such a big map. I had no idea what I was getting into here. Oh man, because like if you think about it, right, you want to use all the space as much as possible, which it turns out is a lot of space. This is a big map. I'm afraid. I'm actually afraid for myself right now. And it's not a very difficult maze, that's for sure. Oh God, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by how to like make this come together. I think I just have to go. I have to like not think too hard about it. I just gotta like make it happen. But I still gotta place all these clocks. That's a bit scary to me, actually. And I guess I also have to make sure there's not like some accidental open area like right there. That's just totally open right there. Oops. We gotta block that off. This is a lot of work. This is actually difficult. This weird like small hallway. Unlike any of the others. Yeah, but I see why you asked that, because I mean there are some aspects to this that make it there are ways this could be simpler. That's for sure. I see that. You know, especially just having to nudge everything around so much. It's kind of fun too, just to like think about like ways to like throw off the player. I'm not saying I'm successfully achieving that, but it's fun to imagine how that could be done. To like make them think that a path is available, but it's actually not. Gotcha. It's not a real path. Especially trying to keep these connected together. I've not done brilliantly here because these shapes don't like all make sense at all. Oh God. Oh dear God. Okay, let's move this up here. Maybe extend that. I think there's some I could use like grids better here to like help me build this. There's so many ways, you know, that this could be a more optimal maze building setup. For sure. No doubt about that. And Elise, you kind of want to put like a bit of a block in there, I think, so that there isn't this like really obvious solution. I don't know if that's what this will actually end up being, but it's what I imagine it being. Scooch that over. Now it says I got about 3 minutes left. I made it about 3 minutes behind, so I should have a little more than that. We'll see. See, I kind of like how this fakes you out a little bit. Like it almost looks like something that could work, but it's actually nothing. Well, you kind of want it to be a little more open than that. I would even say get rid of this wall entirely. Don't even do that wall. Move it over here. So that way the player can maybe think they can go that way. They probably won't. Whoa. There's lots of things to consider too, like with these clocks, the more time you have, the more points you get. I need to start putting the clocks down, dude. I'm in a lot of danger. The more clocks you get, the more time you have, or the more points you get. So that means that if there's an area with like a ton of clocks, all right, we got to say this maze is done. I'm not as happy with this maze as I wanted to be, but I can only do so well making it by hand in this amount of time, you know? All right. We're going to call that maze made. I'm probably missing some things that I would have wanted, like some holes. Like here, you can just walk off the edge. But that's okay. All right, I got to place these clocks. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure there's a clock early for the player so they can, survive. I might not even get that sometimes spawn mechanic. I don't think I have time to make those decisions. So let me update my timer to match the reality. Actually, I'll wait till this. Let me just see where we're at. What? What do those words mean, Lucas? 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. That's tough. That's a tough one. All right, let me just set this timer for 4 minutes. All right, there we go. All right, this is the real time. There's really 4 minutes left. For real. This is serious. This is very serious. This is tough, man, because this really demands playtesting. That's what this wants. It wants playtesting real bad. I think I'm going to leave these in similar spots. Did I like the thick of it? Yes. Do you saying, did I enjoy making this for the most part? I would say I did. Yeah. I love doing this. I look forward to this every week of my life. It's like one of my favorite things to do is do these game jams. I love it. Don't play your game. It's the wrong project. Okay, I think you can remove it, but if you want me to do that for you or something, I can. Why is this under the ground? 3 minutes left. Time to start. Will Compressifier. Yeah, that's one way to go about it. A song? I don't listen to KSI. You still have time to fix stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let me see what we got here. 3 minutes. Now I hear you saying Dungeon Martian. Maybe. Oh god, this is impossible. I need so many more clocks. Oh, it's so hard. We need more clocks. Well, here's the thing. If you disseminate a few key clocks like throughout here, I think you can manage to have most of them be sometimesers, you know? All right, I got to stop looking at chat because I'm in a severe crunch situation. If we just put some of these around and then the rest of them are maybes, then I think we can put a bunch of maybes in here. So I'm going to do that. These are all going to be maybe they spawns. Maybe they spawns. So this one is sometimes spawn. This one as well. And we can just put a bunch of them all around. So there's some element of randomness to it. But for the most part, it is not random. Okay, duplicate that. Put that there. I mean, obviously, there's a chance that, like, all the random ones spawn. Which, you know, would make it a lot easier, that's for sure. We'll garnish some of these dead ends. You know, there could be like some like desire, like, hey, maybe you should go down the dead end because look at all those clocks. You know, at least you'll get all those clocks. Okay, I'm obviously running very late on my submission. I am. You know I am. I know I am. Okay, we're just dropping clocks all over the place. These are potentially not gonna spawn clocks. I mean, a lot of them are gonna spawn, but a lot of them aren't gonna spawn too. I want to put a bunch back here because there's really no reason to go back here. All right, stop. Oh man, what have I done? Export web. I need to changing time, export folder, index, save, export project. Go, 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 go. Come over here. This is not my new one. Where's my newest submission? Here. This is, keep, heck, get the time. Get the time. Get the time. Get the most time. Give more time. Give more time. That's the name of the game, baby. Get more time. Okay, come on down here. Now, guys, time is up. All right? I hope you guys had pre-submissions and everything. Use WASD or arrow keys to move, navigate the maze. The more time you collect, the more time you have. The time that's left is your score. This might be okay. I'm gonna make this public. Unlisted. Now I gotta make sure I actually add a game on here. We're gonna set this to HTML. Upload those files, baby. You did Snailio? Oh no. But you've been working on Snailio. I feel like Dark Rosen, you gotta do a game that you haven't worked on outside of these jams. Otherwise, it's just like, it doesn't really feel like you did anything for this jam. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's cool. I'm glad you did that because it is like an opportunity for you to like work on your game and everything, but you've done so much outside. I feel like it kind of doesn't count. Okay, so I tried to say that at the top, and I know maybe you didn't like catch that, but I feel like that's not really in the spirit. Yeah, I know, but it's just like the idea is you're building on something that you only did in 1 hour. Do you know what I mean? Not like you're building on some larger project. Okay. It's not just about not being able to see the difference. All right, select all this. Do we have the image in there? Yeah, we do. Get all this. We're going to compress it. Like, I mean, this time, fine, because I'm not trying to exclude you. But next time, please do something that you didn't, like, spend hours and hours outside the jam making amazing. You know what I mean? Because it's like we're going to be playing, like, these games that are, like, you know, little... Because we all didn't have any time. Little farts. We're going to all be playing little farts. And then all of a sudden, here's Dark Rosen's amazing, hugely well-made game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know, Tommy. Time is up. No, you can iterate on... No, the idea is the games that you're working on, you've only worked on during the jam. Does that make sense? So as long as you've worked, you can keep iterating on a jam entry over and over and over again. That is so fine, right? But the idea is that the entry is only worked on during these jams. I know it's kind of weird. It's unusual. All right, my game works. My game works. It's a game. It's a game. Now, is it beatable? Is it easy? Is it fun? I don't know. I feel like the speed is too fast. I almost want to bring the speed down. Oh, it's too easy. But you know what? Oh, wait, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not too easy. Interesting, interesting. Certainly getting a high score, I think, becomes like the main challenge is how high of a score can you get. Oh, this is awesome. I really like this game. This is awesome. All right, guys, here's the deal. We're gonna go to the other live stream. We're going to the other live stream. I'm gonna play this game a lot more. Yeah, I would like to get this game being better, being more. So there is another live stream. As soon as this one ends, it's going to immediately take us over to that other one, okay? So you don't even have to worry about it. Before you go there, hyper smash the thumbs up button on this one. Like this stream. Thank you for doing that. It means more people will see it after the stream ends and will bring glory to all the great games that everyone is working on and stuff. So thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. If you're watching it now, there's a link in the chat and there's a link in the description. It's gonna be literally, this is gonna turn into the other stream. So you don't even have to go anywhere if you don't want to. If you're watching it after the live stream, tap or click in the top left to go and check out all the games that we're gonna play. To the farts! To the farts! Here we go. We're gonna play everyone's maze game. I'll see you there. I will see you there. Let's go. Top right. Yeah, top right. That's what I meant. Click on the top right.